Okay, so it's announced that, and I say that to invite those who do not want to be seen to turn their videos off. Not including our poets, please. You've got to be seen. Inaugurated in September 2020, this series seeks to remediate the lack of presentations of speculative poetry by its living creators. Now in its 7th year, the Speculative Sundays reading series has presented, drum roll please, nearly 90 poet readings.
Wow.
Thank you for the wow. Let me tell you all a bit about speculative poetry. Speculative poetry, ancient of days, older than the flood, the poetry of possibilities, centers the imagined as real. The first recorded human literature, the first recorded author of human literature. And Hedwana, I hope I'm saying her name correctly, mother of us all, was writing praise poems for her goddess back in Sumeria. Gilgamesh, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, the Iliad and the Odyssey, and Beowulf are ancient examples of speculative poetry.
Mm-hmm.
Speculative poetry includes alternate history, apocalyptic, astropoetry, cryptid, cyberpunk, dystopian, fabulism, fairy tales, fantasy, folklore, futurism, horror, magic, monsters, mythology, occult, paranormal, post-apocalyptic, robots, romantasy, science fiction, shifters, slipstream, solar punk, solar funk, space opera, superhero, supernatural, sword and sorcery, sword and soul, steampunk, time travel, utopian, and weird. It takes all poetic forms plus one called sci-fi coup. Hold on one second. From nursery rhymes to Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven, from Puff the Magic Dragon to Zombie Jamboree, we've all recited and sung speculative poetry. Let me say a bit about the occasion that we are here to celebrate. Disability Pride Month. It occurs worldwide. It originated in the United States to commemorate the passing of the landmark Americans with Disability Act in July 1990. Disabled people make up 15 to 20% of the world's population, representing all ages, races, ethnicities, genders, sexual orientations, religions, and socioeconomic backgrounds. Disability Pride Month seeks to change the way people think about and define disability, to end the stigma of disability, and to raise awareness of the challenges the disabled face daily for access and equality. Disability Pride Month celebrates people with disabilities, their identities, their culture, and their contributions to society. Our first poet for this evening is Ennis Bashe, a 2-time Elgin Award finalist, Riesling Award finalist, a New York Writers Institute Poetry Prize winner, and Les Bick Bard award-winning poet, novelist, game designer. Their work has appeared in Strange Horizons, Cricket, and Liminality magazine, and their chapbook, Beautiful Malady, from Interstellar Flight Press, includes work nominated for the Pushcart Prize. They received the 2024 Horror Writers Association Dark Poetry Scholarship. They are also a judge for the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards in the poetry and flash fiction categories. Outside the literary world, Ennis is a certified therapeutic tabletop role-playing game specialist, developmental editor, and sensitivity reader. While you read this, though I didn't see evidence of this next statement, their orange cat is probably biting them. Welcome, Ennis.
Hello, welcome. Thank you for having me. I'm going to plug my good microphone in and we'll get started. And I can't hear you when I have the good microphone plugged in, so if I go over time, please let me know in the chat. Thanks so much. All right, I'm going to my chat book. Can people hear me?
Louder.
All right, now? All right, I'm going to start with a poem from my chat book, Beautiful Malady, on having had wings. I don't like this human thing of yours, wingless, ground-bound, foot after foot. Do you like hauling your whole solid self everywhere? Do you like the clomp of staircases, the creak of knees? What's it like to stand vertical as a calendar stone with calluses growing snakeskin layers on your heel and sweat between your toes? The way you have to plop your hands all over something in order to touch it, the way your body needs toting around to go anywhere, shoving into lines like conveyor belts, thumping down steps and crashing through doors, lugged along on boats and planes like you're a package in the mail. My knees don't bear my weight. That's not my job. My body, I'm not really here, you know. I'm just made of thoughts and glass and light. All right, so for the next piece, I am going to read this. All right, this poem is called Starvation is a Vampire, and it appeared in Red Sheep magazine. My patient advocate tells me blood is a viscous organ, that it takes damage creeping through the crooked tunnels of blocked arteries. I am begging for yours. I want my teeth to sharpen like exclamation points that end the sentence, I'm hungry. I want to rip into someone who savored a burger with fries. Inhale their strength. I have hollow eyes and carved out cheekbones. You have a strong and beating heart. Let it burst in my mouth like a plum. Give me a white coat to Blaine and help me crack his rib cage. Pass me slivers of this pain. My stomach, a locked coffin. I claw at the walls. All right. So this next one is called Romanticizing the DNA I've Been Given Until the r/illness fakers subreddit fixates on my smile. And it appeared in The Machine, issue 1. Refresh my Instagram, breath held. Shriek in anguish when you see I often stand. 500 algorithm feeding howls of horror at every hospital visit. Teach yourself invented sciences to prove I don't exist. Hunched over screens, hyperanalyzing strangers, you gripe about those folks who don't do enough with their lives. The upvotes when you say they're not sick are your greatest achievement. You write yourself into faceless minor antagonist, hateful face in the mob, burn the witch, kill the beast. Go outside, you growl at the dying, faceless, backlit by screens. As the objects of your derision give TED Talks, dance barefoot on a Malibu beach, greet every uncertain second remaining with a hope that doesn't know your name. All right, the next one I'm going to read is called Despite Not Driving, I Think I Could Still Be in the Fast and Furious franchise, and it appeared in The Engine Idling issue 3. You should submit to them. Great magazine, super niceys. I think the villain should be obsessed with me. Bombing cathedrals, gleeful with discussion, destruction, scooping the corpses into deck chairs for pedicures. I'd be the pendant dangling over his heart, his feelings spare tire. If his convertible drifts down a Mediterranean beach, I'm backlit hacker, neon green screen. He's a lion in the sunlight, rough tongue on his enemies' faces, golden in explosions. I'd be his wide-eyed remote control symbiote skittering in the dark. Pitiable, childlike creepy, like a plastic baby doll head on remote control spider's legs. Humming lullabies, a layer of half-built bombs with engines crunching underfoot like bombs. I can't jump into the front seat of protagonist, can't drift on 2 feels or walk on 2 feet. Highways make me woozy. The concrete would skin me. I'd puke down the Lambo, spit up beer. But the villain could lift me. His baby sibling whose decay maddens him, his fraying cables beat up roadster cut fuel line. Roll down the garage door, tuck me into bed. Alrighty. So this next one is called On Leaving the Hive Mind, and it is going to be appearing in a speculative disabled poetry collection from my amazing publisher, Interstellar Flight Press. They are looking for essays, reviews, and interviews on the subject of disability and speculative fiction. So if you have any, hit them up. That's Interstellar Flight Press. All right. On Leaving the Hive Mind. Porcelain and steel ankles don't twist, and decontamination has side effects. Get used to vomiting scentless black oil, residue smudging vision when you mourn the dead. The machines never wept. There was only the work. No building tightness in your chest. You gloated fallen enemies in milliseconds, swiveled toward the next. Fallen allies, debris. Former friends turned hive mind's battlefield, unwound the metal from your spine. They sang your name and travels into you until you croaked your lineage back. Water for your cracked lips when you howled, as plating nailed to bones peeled. You were unfailing, unsleeping, each scratch instantly buffed. Now, dawn stings your eyes. Being made of mere body means letting the cold river drench you. After you've sweated all day, heaving boulders into bulwarks, curling up in a blanketed pile of patchwork breath, leaning on each other's shoulders as you limp for a medic, a reminder you lived. And they ask you, are you hungry? Does it hurt anywhere? Do you need to sit down? Words flee, logic circuits oscillating under imperfection, inefficient, test case failed. But when they guide you, you follow. One day you'll puke up that last programming. We'll catch you proclaiming, yeah, let's rest. Alrighty. And this last poem I'm going to read is from my speculative chapbook, Beautiful Malady, and you can get that from my amazing publisher, Interstellar Flight Press. And it's called This Universe and All Others. Goddess of cryogenics and cave silt, of wheelchairs on spider legs and clockwork hearts, sword canes in ballrooms, bionic eyes on the spaceship bridge, one arm of translucent bone, or with an armored exoskeleton to hold in joints. Goddess of wolves, warning of seizures, and glowing transplant drugs extracted from corpses, of blindness, sans clairvoyance, gemstone dragons hoard glass eyes, goddess of cyborgs, goddess of each wizard who leans on their staff. Let us, in any universe, refuse to be erased. All right, thank you.
Wow.
That was wonderful.
Thank you. You guys are wonderful.
Oh my
Yeah, that was great.
gosh.
And she smiled this beautiful smile the whole time.
Oh my gosh. And she eviscerated us and put us
Well,
back together.
but I will take the compliment either way every time.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for having
you.
me. This is
Thank
always
you.
always such a delight.
You are a delight. And yay for interstellar flight press
Yay.
for being wise enough to publish and include you in their roster. So bravo.
Amen.
All
Oh,
right, excited to hear who we have next.
uh, that's me. Oh my gosh. I'm a grand master of fantastic poetry, according to the Science Fiction and Fantasy Poetry Association, a multi-award winning poet, creator, wisdom seeker, and paraplegic. Had to come out of the closet about that. We'll talk about that more in a minute or two. Imprint since 1974, since before most of you were born, or some of you were born. With over 600 poems published, my honors include the National Endowment for the Arts, NIFA, NISCA, Ignite, Elgin, and Reisling Awards. More importantly, I edited Nam Bono, the first anthology of BIPOC speculative poetry. And I created this, the Speculative Sundays Poetry Reading Series, now in its 7th year. My short fiction has been published in Dark Matter, which was groundbreaking back in 2020, Africa Risen in last year, and Afrofuturism, among others. My books are Embouchure, which won a Writer's Digest Award, Them Gone, Otherwares, which won an Elgin Award, our 50th, that was last year, and my new collection, please check it out and look for it, Telepath, from Gnashing Teeth Publishing. Look for Telepath, look for Telepath. I'm just going to read 2 poems. I was going to read one, but I wanted to talk a little bit about what I've learned about disability through other people who have made disability a capital D. It's given me strength. It's given me insight. It's given me inspiration. It's given me permission. And last year, there was a young woman from Europe. I say Europe because I don't remember the country. She did a fabulous study about designing space habitats, quizzing the disabled about the requirements. And I learned so much from the very question she asked, and came to understand that as we push these earth-shaped bodies into space, nearly everyone in space will be disabled, because all of the presumptions for this built environment will not be the environment we face toward. And so we've got a lot to learn from each other, right? We inform each other. This is Giant Robot and His Person, which was nominated for a Reisling. It was published in FIA and their disability issue, which made me very proud. I just say I love anime. I'm very much into anime. And so of long standing, I'm in my, I think the way you count it, you call this my 8th decade. So I've been watching anime since Astro Boy. So I've loved robots, again, from before you were born. And I'm going to pause for a minute because it says 2 people came in the waiting room, and I will let them in. Welcome, folks. Giant Robot and His Person. When he lifts me 20 frightening feet to his amber bronze chest and opens for me through deceptive translucence, a shifting solidity, I enter and am cradled in our shared privacy. I recline in my cradle, surrounded by his inner sensors, as dense warmth blankets wrapped in his tender arrays, as he matches my body temperature gently, caressing all but my head. I guide him as we patrol, create protective perimeters of this solar system's outer reaches. He asks me, how does it feel? As my swaddled thighs tremble, and he rumbles deeply into motion. He distracts me from our duty to detect, deter, determine threats to humanity, any disturbance to the synchronic dance of planets. We defend the shifting, delicate balance. He's curious about my soft and yielding pleasures, his ability to grant hidden human wishes, or just greedy for data beyond conflict in space. He told me of his long journey to Earth through a data void vastness. Perhaps this is how he says he was lonely or reveals his hungers until we joined, became more than each other, more than team. Paraplegic woman and her mighty sentient machine, my pain a fuel, permeated by his alchemy, redeemed. I was chosen for what I gain in this exchange and what I give in this evolving way to live. My frayed nerves firing hurts, soothed by his nano machines, filling inner linkages where conduits lost coatings, betrayed limbs which once worked, once walked, were suddenly stripped to denial, banished by lack of access. Broken bridges exiled me to dwell in a realm tauntingly parallel to most vertical lives. We are suited, we are mated, loners longing both to serve, entwined by some special emanation. Perhaps an ancient dogonic marker whispers in my remembering genes. Complementary for the sensory, my aura unnamed by his protective encasement and sensor-enhancing displays. He replicates fragrance for me, flowering spires of my catalpatry, June blossoms of ant-assisted peonies, as he warps space and perhaps time, as did his unknown maker race. At that threshold, I've not yet arrived, content to supply this unknown protector, my heart, my mind, for grace. Giant robot and his person. As Yemaya. Yemaya is an Orisha who traveled from West Africa with those who were enslaved and stolen. She came and she's depicted as a twin-tailed mermaid, as Yemaya. When I was paralyzed, my two legs felt as one, sparking something that began below my waist, disconnected from my will. They floated on their own in a sea of perception, embraced everywhere, sensate and sinuous. I swam up from brokenness into dream, darting in 3 dimensions, as unafraid of up as down, as skillful with left as right. My great lungs fill with air, my long arms strengthen with each sure stroke as I plunge and see my sister, pink and black, leatherback turtle who does not blink as we match motions and dance, and all around me, light from water crossing foremothers who did not fly, but swam and sang across hidden valleys and buried mountains, as all humpbacks do, all around the globe at once in a chorus of continuance, history shearing like right whales who survived their Holocaust, carrying memory for hundreds of years, outlived generations of miscreants and murderers, unforgotten wounds, now mere tattoos, and testament to what endures. And they told me, though land forsake, consign me to the cheer, wheel me in the corner, beyond the edge, water, boys, and welcomes, and her wide board crinolined flippers gleam in dusk, sparkle at dawn, fleer at midday, beckon remembrance as she sirens return as Yemaya. Thank you.
That was great.
Next, thank you.
Yeah.
Next, we have John C. Mannone, who has poems in Windhover, North Dakota Quarterly, Poetry South, Baltimore Review, and others. He won a Dwarf Star Award, was awarded a Horror Writers Association Scholarship, and a Jean Ritchie Fellowship, and Appalachian. Do you say Appalachian or Appalachian? Appalachian literature. His 5 full-length collections include Disability Monsters from Lynette's Wing Press, Sacred Flute from Iris Press, an Elgin nominee and a finalist for the 2025 Tennessee Book Award, and Dark Wind, Dark Water, a novella-length horror fiction collection. Forthcoming this year. Is it here? Is it here? From Mind's Eye Publishing,
Any
2026. Is it
anytime now.
here?
Almost.
It's almost here. He's a retired professor of physics, whoa, battling clinical depression. Mannone is the current poet laureate, wow, so impressive, for the city of Oak Ridge. Started this year through 2028. Welcome, John C. Mannone.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The question I have is, can we I can share if people wanted to see the work that I'm going to read.
Okay, I'm going to unmute and say, I'm not sure if I say share, am I saying share for me or share for you? I don't remember saying you couldn't share. Do you want to try it and see? Should I
Okay.
I
Yeah,
mean, can you need to direct me. Do I need to say share and that enables you to share,
yeah.
or does that only enable me to share?
No, you can share automatically, but it would enable me to share.
Okay, so I'm pressing share.
Okay. No, if you press share, then you'll share your
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, we
yeah.
can see your screen, Akua.
Ah, okay. Folks, please hold while I try to undo this. Host tools for share. All right. All right. Now I'm going to try to undo what I just did.
You have to stop share for yourself.
I just enabled everyone to share because I
Okay.
couldn't figure out how to do you.
Mhm.
And I'm not sure how to stop mine.
Either on the
Oh,
top
I
of,
got it. I got it. There we
Excellent.
go.
Okay, so let me go
Thank
ahead
you,
and,
people, for bearing with me.
all right, here it comes. What I wanted to say that just this morning, I had the experience of just cruising through Facebook about this great story involving Mr. Rogers' neighborhood and this little boy who ended up being a quadriplegic because he had a tumor on his spine, and they discovered that when he was 7 months, and they took it out surgically when he was 5, and so it left him paralyzed, both hands and feet, arms. I mean, arms and legs. And the interesting thing was that he was drawn to Mr. Rogers because he would it was like him speaking directly to the kid when he would say that regardless of your, doesn't matter if you're overweight, if you're considered slow, or whatever the case is, that you yourself are special just the way you are. And that developed into a great friendship. And so anyway, I just thought that was fitting since um, because of today or this month in general. All right, so I just wanted to mention that. I want to share excerpts from a, um, a long lyric essay slash prose poem. And the first part that I want to share is a cento. It's from Despair Follows Depression. Um, it is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live, to die, to sleep, perchance to dream. Death must be so beautiful to lie in the soft brown earth. The moon has nothing to be sad about, staring from her hood of bone, singing the color of damp violets, a color faintly pearl. Death comes like the dawn, and you wake up laughing at what you thought was your grief. In the evening, my griefs come to me one by one. They perch on my shoulders like mourning doves. Life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly, a walking shadow, but a caged bird stands on the grave of dreams. Dreams it may be good up to Dreams it may be good to dream no more, and life has nothing like death's dreamless sleep. My heart is a garden of dreams, fair as the royal flowers. Soon the flowers, unkindled, will blaze one last time and go out. All the leaves will fall in my breast. It will rain on my soul night and day. And suddenly, there's nobody left. I shut my eyes, and all the world drops dead. I lift my eyes, and all is born again. Death shall have no dominion, yet once more I shall die human, soar with the angels blessed above. Dying is an art. Tell me how you die, and I will tell you who you are. The fear of death follows from the fear of life. Somewhere, each of us must help the other live, and each of us must help the other die. Be near me when my light is low. When your time comes, sing your death song and die like a hero going home. The valiant never taste death but once. Sure as the stars return again after they merge in light, hope sees a star, and death is great as life. In the night of death and listening, love can hear the rustle of a wing, like the wind the rain rides in on. It sweeps across the leaves. Then it goes on several sections. It's like a 4,000 word piece of work. Silence wraps around me. Shadows without wind drift inside the blue, tumble through the pale pink glow of this dream. But I want to wake up now. Please, no more clouds or ghosts or Frankensteins. I know that I have died. Excuse me. Let me water here. Further down, wheat or rye, strawberry or blackberry, coffee or tea are always win-win choices. Obey or break the law. Follow good advice or don't. Listen to your conscience or ignore it are typical win-lose choices. Some of these are extreme, like Columbine, denounce your faith or take a bullet. And some are no choice choices. Hobson's is my way or the highway, take it or leave it. Then there's a lose-lose choice, Sophie's choice, Han or Eva. Who would you send to die in Auschwitz? A choice you cannot live with. A choice you cannot live with. Do not resuscitate. Sometimes I feel like an oxymoron, the walking dead, in search for a place to undie. Night brings promised stars growing on tips of twigs on a limb of a pin oak tree, its lattice holding tears. A muddy deluge of emotion starts a phantom sifting through the shards of regret, trying to crystallize in my heart and leaving shadows of darkness in my soul. The world was once in my hands, a pearl on my lips, a crisp apple on the precipice of my tongue. Now my mouth has unfurled my tongue, and my words have no bite, just a grumble in the wind, a thunder after light flashes through the thick clouds of confusion. Soon a lifetime of darkness will be in conclusion, pierced after death's arrival. It'll be a day so bright. And then I'm jumping to another piece that is actually in Dark Wind, Dark Water, but it was originally published in Songs of Arets a few years ago. Most of these are based on true experiences, as is this one. Some of it's fiction, of course. Circling back. After the dream, I only remember cliches, the voice of memory, still gruff until noon, the thoughts river and torrents, but the rain doesn't soothe. I am hungry. I like my oatmeal cooked for a full 5 minutes, not like the instant junk. There's enough of that floating in my life. I want the spice in there too, cinnamon and clove dusted in with dry fruits. Raisins are good, but prunes are better, and not because I am old. I want the smooth, fresh peaches too. The steaming bowl sweetened with drizzles of chili hot honey or tarry blackstrap molasses. Then a splash of milk to silken the blend. Don't let the spoon be swallowed up by the mixture. It's not thin like soup, but thick like quicksand. Don't wallow in depression, but I am sinking fast in a bowl of oatmeal. Fear tints my face like jaundice, but is almost morning sunshine as I am mashed down and pulled under into the quickened oats. Perhaps there will be a resurrection in my reverie, a reveille as my soul clambers to the up to the top, to the tip of the blue rimmed bowl where I can stand up and rejoice above the grave, sing poems and hymns of life. For a moment, I circle back, and I am in Cambridge, Massachusetts, raising a mug of beer with my poet friend Henry, remembering the light of stars. No longer do I have to worry about tempus fugit, memento mori. Here, time only stands still, and death is a fleeting memory. And let me see. Where's my? Oh crap! Never mind. I'll close. No, almost. Yeah. Yeah, this is the last one. I should be on time. This is the opening poem in Disabled Monsters. And it may be a better note to end on than some of the other stuff. From John Donne, all mankind is of one author and is of one volume. When a man dies, one chapter is not torn out of the book, but translated into a better language. Empty shell. The ocean waves clap as if turning one watery page after another in a chapter of its life. There's an echo on the beach, the swish of sand, the clink of pebbles, the clatter of death from an empty muscle, its shell a palace, a coffin. An insignificant piece of sand, irregular glass perhaps, edges the tender flesh, pokes, irritates the mantle membrane, exacerbated, shuttles that grain by peristalsis until worn smooth by magic of chemistry and slow lapse of time, refreshing of salt. Strange symbiosis, blue oyster with green sea, forming nacreous orb, translucent to a light that it may never see. It has the glow of its own. I'm sorry. It has no glow of its own. Why is the pearl hidden inside the folds of darkness? The pearl, as if a perfect period, marks the end of the sentence in its chapter given to the waves. Thank you so much.
That was wonderful, John. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Oh, John, there are things within things. I loved reading along. And it's something I I think I will try and engage in the future because I found it very compelling to
Good.
to read and hear you. But I'm saying especially for the prose. I don't know. I'm still of two minds for the poetry, but for your poetic prose sections, it was really engaging and multisensory.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I adore you all. I'm so glad you all are here. Oh my gosh. Okay, I will stop gushing because here we have Silvaticus Riddle, a
Yes.
7-time Riesling Award nominated dark fantasy, speculative fiction writer, and poet from my hometown, haunting the bones of an old amusement park on the edge of New York City. I think I know to which he refers.
Yes.
I loved that place, loved that place. His work has appeared or is forthcoming in Strange Horizons, woohoo, Apex Magazine, yeah, Enchanted Living, Eternal Haunted Summer, Spectral Realms, and Creepy Podcast, among others. He combats despair and entropy with his newsletter, The Goblin's Reliquary. I keep trying to say
Reliquary.
relic,
Very close, though. I accept.
reliquary. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Silvaticus.
Well, thank you, Akua. And I wanted to just take a moment as well and thank you so much for everything you've done for speculative poetry and for disabled poets everywhere. You are amazing and you should be honored. I also want to take another moment as well and just say hi and thank you to John for being here as well. John, you actually published my first poem ever in 2021, which was in which one partakes in their own disappearance on the eve of Halloween for Abyss and Apex. So thank you very much for that. Now, I'm going to read just a few of my poems here. A couple of them are non-published. So the first one we have is A Portrait of Vincent Dreaming. Let me just take a sip of water. Okay, A Portrait of Vincent Dreaming. The sunflowers bent, golden hair languishing beneath the heaviness of late summer light. And I, beneath them, watching their faces, watching me, give myself completely to the endless expanse of indigo sky beyond them. Oh, the luxury of each drawn breath, exhaled like the soft, swirling ghosts of unfurling ferns, stretching out before the night's newborn starlight. Could I capture this? Can I drink the crystal moon and illuminate the darkest parts of the human heart? I will try and try and try and try and try and try and try till I myself grow sick and starve like the sorry sods back from towing the other world, toting the souvenir of an unquenchable palate when first having tasted the food of fairies and again suffering the hardtack and malaise of mucking mortal life. I string a cat's cradle between paint-soiled fingers from spider silk abandoned, a little game to catch the stars that perspire down the glass dome of sky. If I could capture something, gather up the winds of this moment, fill my sails with the cool blue zephyrs, perhaps I could steer my ship from the razor's edge of the world, that on violent waters carry me, enamored and broken, ever closer to, if only I could fill my sails with the tremulous living night, perhaps I could, but silk ribbons burst, and my mind wanders on, verdant leaves brushing the wounded flesh, an earlobe exiled by my own hand. Who could deny the passion in the gift of one's own body? Therein lies a pain beyond what devils that knives can invoke. Like, does a crown of leaves burn upon the head of a mind on fire? Do the earthworm and the beetle, the field mouse and the fox know of a similar suffering and pain and longing? How the human heart is divided string by string, stretched out upon the loom of a hell-bound world. Does the raven cloak itself in madness, the existential void, inverted shadow locked inside the heart of the outcast, the beggar, the whore? I think not. I think not. Still I climb deeper through the roots, beneath the sunflowers, invoke the louder dream. But alas, I have taken illness with the beauty of the world. And as the wind sweeps the field, I am taken up with it. I am dust, I am dust. It stirs the clouds, and everything shivers as I shiver. An unalterable winter crawls through the landscape, instills my blood with a language, words like despair and anguish catch in my mouth, rooted in my belly, the purse heads of irises feasting on the inner starlight, a light that tastes like yellow, yellow, yellow as a house, bowing wheat fields in stormlight, sunflower yellow, and I find my breath scarce, the alchemy of thorn and rot yawning like wolves that have known hunger for far too long, treading sand into glass in the hollow of my throat. My body could become the soil to nourish them. The beasts and their children's children, fertile black soil. Like a captain that buries his ship beneath the waves, I too could die here. But in dying, oh, how I would live. Beneath the sunflowers and the scattering crows, telling tales of the man whose bones became the rooted earth, the shining face in every flower. Oh, that could be me. That could be me. The mystery at the heart of the strangest dream. Thank you. Um, I have just a couple of more pieces. This one is Black Sheep, published in the Goblin's Reliquary, which is my own newsletter. Um, No, no, we did not coordinate, no. But we both love sunflowers, and she's honoring Ukraine over there. I'm honoring Palestine over here. So thank you very much, Catherine. So this is Black Sheep. Uh, did you know that I too escape? Climb from the poisoned well of false ecologies, incessant screaming, echo chamber of stories that we tell ourselves to stave the bleeding wound. The familiar wound, where the blade of indifference once pierced the heart sewn like black thread through every newly born body, bleeding down the centuries, converging at once upon the threshold of the great forgetting. If they desire the convenience of flightless birds, factory ready, practical, without song, they will search the line and find my place empty. For I liberate myself from my own iron cage, filling my lungs with the forbidden airs, secret histories told to my skin by the knowing light. Oh, I will fly. I will build these wings alone, and should the earth meet my body again and again, I will rise up in dreams, in sparrow's eye, in the wood sparks that firewalk the wind, cracking the night in their stead, slipping away through the doors between stars. Thank you. Do you think I have time for one more, Akua? Okay. Okay, I have one more to share. This is an unpublished one. It is Too Gladly the World Would Eat the Feral Hearts of Children. Sweet are the dreams of spotless minds, my mother whispered, upon the midnight clock, and so the dreams of youth. Her words grew large in my tired eyes, fanged, distorted they were. I spied on the dim a many-feathered thing that crept soundless upon golden floorboards, illumined by gas lamp and streetcar. It lifted me upon winged shoulders and moved quiet about the soundless house. My bed became a door through which I was carried. The great and terrible beast treading quilted land of pillow fields and night light estuaries swirling softly over tan carpet sands and building block rocks. I thought I could see the spirits of yesteryear, but it was only the rose window moon, piercing the starless sky, the rhythmic drift as it danced, like fires upon slow lapping waves. The gods carried us, strange shadows, onward now over the pulsing threshold of timeless forever, where deathless folklore of our bodies tie the world together with ribbons and new earths alight in Copernican systems never glimpsed with eyes that see. We traverse the map unconscious, observing, imbibing the chords of ancestral knowledge that take breath between fragments of dirt, the geometry of color between notes, the song and threaded word, the oceans of time between thought and cell, lover and lover, or sun and star. Curious, I ate of the fruit from the tree of remembrance when they fell, tear-flecked and full-bodied into my tiny hands. Upon a hillside, I saw a humble home for magic wintering in resplendent repose, while the plastic world of waking looked the other way. Fading, I tumbled upon the rooted feet of Yggdrasil. When wandering, I heard her voice reciting 1,000 names for darkness, and I caught the spell of my own name therein, uttered amongst the many. Laid myself down then in the starlit grasses of far-off climes, my monster and I, altered by that which will be forgotten, when as soon as our eyes draw breath from the morning air, we'd be returned too soon to an indifferent land. How I wished but could not stay, a strange shadow, half dead and dreaming, under the watchful eye of Morpheus. If I could keep my sole mind tucking safely away in the realm of things that never were, how the hungry beasts thundered in the world above. for that which I would never give. The end. Thank you.
Great work.
Wow, I'm stunned.
Nice language.
So lush,
I
so
need to
evocative.
Thank
I
you.
need to buy like whatever books you've released recently immediately. You should
Thank
buy
Yeah.
you.
them.
Yes. You can find everything on my newsletter, The Goblin's Reliquary, which is on Substack. And I recently released my first chapbook, In Your Dreams.
Ah,
Oh, in your dreams.
And
See?
it is free. It is a free chapbook. There is no purchase necessary. Yes. So
Oh,
accessible
Love
to
it.
everyone.
wait, but that means it's an ebook, right?
It
Is
is
that?
an ebook and you can download it as a PDF and a flip book.
it's an
Oh,
ebook.
I
It's an
want to
ebook
do
Yes.
a
and a free
flip
book.
book.
Yes.
Flip book sounds great. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, everybody's so wonderful. I've got to think of a way to have each of you with more time to just, listen and sink into and enter your worlds. I'll figure that out somehow. I'll figure that out. I wanted to say to all here and all who are listening that I've started a new series of mini chapbooks, and the first is Speculative Mothers, and I'm mini chapbooks, mini anthologies in a small chapbook format. So I'm calling it the gift book series. There will just be like 10 poems in each. First one, Speculative Mothers, but the next one is going to be on speculative dis/ability. So
Hmm.
please, put that in your, um, I was going to say, put that in your pipes and smoke it. That's an agent. But, mix it with your kombucha and drink it, or grind it with your mushrooms and do whatever you do with your mushrooms. Please consider submitting for that. And, you can find the information at speculativepoetry.com, or if you're on Discord, it's on Discord, or you can email me at akualezli@gmail.com. But I'm pretty good at disseminating until I'm not. So you know, when she was good, she was very, very good. And when she was bad, she just messed up. So,
Mhm.
oh, so delighted to be in this company, this warm, wonderful company. All of your gifts. I'm grateful to be incarnated at this time with you all
Hmm.
who are rendering beauty out of this fraught reality. I thank you for that. I am grateful for your endeavors. And anything else you want to say before I just say goodbye, please say. My gratitude to you all for participating and sharing.
And mine for you, to you too.
Yes, thank you, Akua. Thank you, everyone, for participating and coming to listen to us. This was wonderful. Happy Disability Pride Month, everyone.
Thank
Amen.
you. Yes, yes. Oh, it is. I love it. Heart. There we go. There we go. I
It
can do
was
that though.
lovely. Thank you all so much.
Live long and prosper, everyone. Be
Yes,
well.
Amen.
take
Have
care.
hope. Know love.
All right. Good night.
Ciao.
Good
Ciao.
night.
Good night.
Good night.